I don't like it.
You don't like what?
I don't like Josh. I don't like being day-to-day. If you're Josh Allen.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't want your quarterback hurt.
So should he not play?
I mean, if he can play, he has to play. You can't for precautionary reasons rest Josh Allen. Try and win Super Bowl. Okay. And
Super Bowl on Sunday? We gotta get to Arizona.
No.
So you're saying they shouldn't?
No, but hold on. The Bills are 6-2. There are 2 teams in the division with 6 wins, and both of those teams have already beaten them. They are the only team in that division with 2 divisional losses. They are not a team that right now is likely to win any tiebreakers in the AFC East. They are going to need to have the clear-cut best record. They are playing the Vikings, which is, while I do not think is a Super Bowl team, is clearly a good to very good team. The idea that you can just punt on a game by resting the guy who is 90% of your offense against a good team because he's banged up is crazy. Now, if he's too hurt to play, then he's too hurt to play. But if you're talking about, no, he could go, but we're going to hold him out for an extra week, that's insane.
Yeah, I completely disagree. If he's at risk of being further injured or injuring himself to where it eliminates him from even playing down the road, you do not take that chance. You don't put him out there. It's too early in the season. You have too much room left, too many games left to where you put him out there. And I understand what you're saying as far as you're punting on this. They're not punting on the season.
No, on the game. I said you'd be punting on the game.
I'm sorry, on the game. I understand that. But against the Vikings, who can get after the quarterback, who can apply pressure, Josh Allen, you have to protect him from himself. Right. Like, he's not going to go back there and just stand in the pocket and then just get the ball.
Why not?
Get rid of the ball.
Why not? Tell him to. What are you talking about?
He's not that type of quarterback.
That's not who he is.
He's going to run.
That's not who he is. We've seen him in action. He's going to scramble. He's going to get outside the pocket. He's going to use his legs. That's just what he does.
So Josh Allen, the best quarterback in football, the MVP, the guy who's going to win the Super Bowl, QB1 in the NFL. That guy can't be told you're not allowed to run this game. It's 3-step drops and get the ball out?
You're going to play on instinct. You got to let him play on instinct. Now, look.
Here's what
I disagree
like football players do.
I'm with Greg. If they say, look, if you go out there and play, you could make it worse just by playing, by throwing it several times, then you don't. And I'm not talking about getting hit there.
Clear him.
I'm talking about you can play, but you can make it worse just by throwing the football, then sit him out. Here's where I disagree with you, Nick. Okay, they should want to win the division, of course. But they're going to make the playoffs whether they win the AFC East or not. The priority has to be down the line, making sure Josh is healthy.
The priority has to be to make sure they don't have to go to Arrowhead.
What's better? No. What's the priority is be healthy with Josh Allen, even if it means we're a wild card. We can go. They've proven they can go to Arrowhead and win.
Not the playoffs, they haven't.
They've done it the last 2 regular seasons.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. I'm sure they'd rather have Josh healthy in Arrowhead versus a little bit banged up in Buffalo.
But I guess my point is, Wilds, that everyone is going to be banged up to different degrees over the course of the season. The reason the bye is so incredibly valuable is because your entire team and your quarterback gets a week off right before you start playing single elimination games. If you start fooling around, now I agree with you. If the doctors say, even without getting hit, you could wreck your elbow, then I would think the doctors would say, we're not clearing you to play. Like that, I of course wouldn't play him. If they're like, just throwing the football, you could pop the ligament, then he should not play. But if it's like, no, you can play, but we want to be extra cautious. We're going to keep you out. That is insane for a team, in my opinion, that has never been able to have the playoffs go through their stadium. And right now, to the point you were making earlier this week, this moment, they're the 1 seed. You can't just punt on that.
So you're not necessarily punting on it. We saw Cooper Rush come in and win plenty of games. We saw Taylor Heineke win a game.
Right.
Like, your backups might be able to win. Would you do it if it was Mahomes? If Mahomes had a sprained elbow, there's no argument.
That's what they're saying
That
it is.
it's that there's no chance it gets better. Like, here's an idea. Throw the ball 70 yards and have guys hit your elbow with a helmet. There's zero chance it's going to be better. So if it was Mahomes that had a similar injury,
Mahomes had his kneecap dislocated. He was carted off the field. He missed the rest of that game and the next two. They said it was a 4 to 6 week injury. He came back as soon as possible, and they went on a winning streak. They got home field, and they won the Super Bowl. So, in fact, by the way, they didn't get home field, but they ended up playing all home playoff games because the Ravens lost. Yeah. But they won the Super Bowl. I think that the idea that the Bills are in a position, they don't have some giant lead, and they don't have, in my opinion, the situation Dallas has, where they are likely to be able to win with a backup quarterback when they don't have a running game, and when their team is built, their defense is incredibly banged up, and their team is built around Josh Allen, and they're playing an excellent team. I don't know. I think it'd be crazy to just rest him.
All right, so whether or not Josh Allen plays, we'll see. Meanwhile, 7-1 Vikings, where Josh Allen may or may not play. Sunday, 1 p.m. on Fox. This line has shrunk down to 4. It's at 3.5 at some places. Jordan Hicks said this: "It's a great opportunity for us. That's what you play this game for, to prove to yourself and to prove to the world that you're for real." Now, Greg, you're one of the few people on planet Earth that believed in the Vikings before the season started. So if the Vikings pull this game out, and we're kind of at a fork in the road, you have sort of like you beat a Josh Allen Bills or you beat a...
Let's say they beat the Bills with Josh Allen.
Sure.
Do
you think that we all need to start talking about the Vikings as Super Bowl contenders? I don't want playoffs. I don't want a scary team. I'm talking about straight up, they can win the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. I don't think they have to beat the Bills to do that.
Ooh.
You already think of them as a Super Bowl
I already think of them and consider them as a Super Bowl contender. You look at what they've been able to do, and I know I'm gonna Rob Parker you real good. You're gonna poo-poo what I'm saying right now.
I am.
When you think about what they've done, they've lost to the best team in football.
Well, they've lost to the team.
They've lost to the best team in football. Okay. When we say undefeated, you're the best team in your game.
Fair.
Period. The Philadelphia Eagles, on their own turf, they beat the Vikings. The Vikings lost to them, and we sat right here after watching that game and said, the Vikings gave them that game. The Vikings beat themselves. This is a good football team that we question, and the one reason why we question them is because of the guy who's under center.
Yeah.
That is the one reason why we question them. But you know what this team has done? They continue to add pieces. They continue to support. When you question somebody that's throwing the football, what do? You put guys around them, and that's what they've done.
I thought what they did was make sure they had a lot of 1 o'clock games. I thought that's the thing they've done.
You protect them anyway, by any means necessary.
Greg, here's the thing. Look, Kirk Cousins statistically is having his worst season in years, since he got to Minnesota 5 years ago. But beyond, they're not a top 10 defense. They're not a top 10 offense. Overall, they're not in the top 10. And they have yet to beat a team with a winning record. You want to throw in Miami?
No.
Tua didn't play.
Right, they beat Miami, but Tua wasn't
they
there.
can't win without Tua. That's why he's their offensive MVP.
Can't make the schedule.
You can't
They
make the
beat
schedule.
one team with 4 wins. I'm sorry, I get the schedule.
And they're all one score. So
right.
that's the other thing.
They needed
Oh, my
late
God.
field
It's
goals,
college
late
football.
touchdowns
Here we go.
to beat half the team
Here
they
we
beat.
go. It's
New
one
Orleans,
score.
late
No,
field goals.
that's all. Bruce saying is absolutely correct.
Thank you.
It's not college football in that your record is what determines your playoff seeding, and it's purely on record. But record is not. We on these shows. What is the point of these shows if we just have to say the Vikings are better than the Niners?
You guys beat the
one
Titans
team 7
in overtime with Malik Willis, and we had a parade.
Thank you,
what are we
Wiles.
talking about?
Thank
We
you,
gave a
Wiles.
banner.
I know.
Thank you, Wiles.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.